when I said I want to be software engineer, I really love to do it. I do love math. I am good at mathematics and this kind of computer stuff. I am gonna do it. I don't care I didn't study it. I don't care. I'm gonna do it. Why do I need to do?
Can you give us your name?
Yeah, totally. I am Ramses Garcia, software engineer from Mexico.
How often do you go running?
Well, right now I'm running 5 of 7 days of the week, but also running stuff started at college. My dad one day decided that he went to lose some weight, and people know that running is one of the best ways. So he invited me, and he said, "Yeah, I'm starting running. I'll try to do it. Do we want to go?" And I was like, "I'm not sure if I want to do this, but yeah, let's go. I'll accompany you into this. So at least we're doing on this." Mm-hmm. And he started. He gave up. But I really get into it. I did enjoy how running relaxes me and gave me a time to focus. So you saw me running, but I was in my mind was in another place, probably thinking about stuff. I love how running got me focused on thinking about my day, how things were good, why things went bad, that kind of stuff. So it was a reflection moment. And I released a lot of stress with sports. So I started, and suddenly I was running 10K and then 21K. I might not look like the running guy, but that's because I eat a lot. But yeah,
it's a balance.
It's a balance. Yeah, if I stop doing that, I'll gain a lot of weight.
You listen to music while you run, or?
Yeah, but you might believe it or not, the music that I like to hear for running, it's like jazz, like sax, classical music, because I told you I am running, doing this exercise, but in my mind I'm in another place. Probably I'm still working, fixing some stuff.
Nice.
Looking in retrospective at what is going good, what is going well, how am I feeling, like I'm feeling right now, because there's up and down sometimes, and helps me. It's a time for retrospective. So that's why I love running. It's not just to do some sport and burn some fat.
It's a mix of different things.
It's a mix of different things, and that's why running is so important for me in my life.
Yeah, it's kind of like for gym for me. When I go, it's yes, the health, yes, so I could eat some more, but it's big on. At the end of the day, I go and do that to reflect. Like sometimes just in between like different sets or different workouts, I just start processing like, I have a new idea for this, or how did work go here? And it kind of like helps me just de-stress in that, or get rid of all those thoughts and kind of like release them. So then by the time I leave the gym, a lot of the stress was just relieved. And I feel like so much better to be able to go into the next day. If I didn't, then it's like I would have all that pent up within me.
Yeah, you get it. And not talking about the physical benefits. You wake up your immune system, you get serotonin, all chemicals that make you happier. And this kind of exercise makes you feel a little bit happier. It's a good way to get this shot of happiness. Yeah.
So you're a big, you always tell me you're a big like family guy, family man. You like to spend time, you're close with your wife, and you like to spend time with your daughters. You just bought your daughters some toys. That's really cool. You're thinking about them all the time. So what do you like to do with them, or what brings you most joy, I would say, with them?
It's a mix of stuff, because there's these moments, even the smallest one, that I feel like they are very bonding, even sometimes in the bad ones, because if I remember my daughters right now, like today, that I'm traveling, I'm far away from them, from my family, and I'm missing them. I think constantly of them, and sometimes I don't only remember the good moments, because I sometimes remember the bad ones, because it's where we bond very hard. Because I as soon as you mentioned my daughters, I remember my daughter went sick like a couple of weeks ago, and she had a bad flu, and I had to stay at night with her, sleeping with her. We hug. Just hug with her all night, taking care of her fevers, and it was a bad moment. I was worried, and we went to the doctor and everything. And it was a flu. I mean, it was nose. But as far as you could worry. But I felt like it was a bonding experience for me and her because I was taking care of her. Of course, traveling, family trips are great. Even this little, several months ago, they make up me as a cat, and we went. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Man, I had a awful time trying to remove all that amount of makeup, and it's a mixture of stuff.
Yeah.
You don't. You know what moments will be like this bonding experience or the one you enjoy the most. So it's tough, but being the head of family, it's amazing. It's a mix of growing up and having responsibilities.
I love to see how much you give time and value to it, because I didn't expect you to say, oh, even the bad ones are times that bring you joy or bring you value, but it makes sense because even though, let's say your daughter was sick, you were there for her. So the way I see it is when they grow up, they'll always remember, oh, when I was little, my father would always take care of me. My father would always bring us stuff from his trips. Like basically, like my father was always thinking, like our father was always thinking about us. So it sets that like foundation, which I believe it's going to be really powerful for when they grow up. They'll never feel that lack, So you're always like reassuring them of like, I'm there as like a father.
Yeah, I'm a family, and my wife too. I'm not giving all credit, but I have a wonderful wife, and she's great with my daughters. I'm a little more harder than my wife and a little more strict. Mm-hmm. I am the one who wants them to get good grades and everything.
Yeah.
And my wife's more relaxed person, and she's like, "Don't worry, they're still in kindergarten, man. Come on."
You're like, no, straight A's.
I was a straight student in the kindergarten. I was senior kindergarten. I was
Top.
senior engineer. I was doing algorithms. No.
But it's good because you want the best for them. I could see that. Like you want to make sure they're set up for the future for when they grow up.
And my wife brings this balance to the family. We're a team.
What would you say is your favorite pastime or favorite thing to do outside of spending time with your family, with your daughters, outside of spending time at work? What do you like to do that brings you the most joy and value?
I am software engineer. I code at work, but coding is something that I really love to do. It's like solving puzzles for some people. Might be sometimes a stressful hobby, but I really do enjoy it. So I use some spare time to enhance my skills, learn new technologies, coding some side projects. I'm always doing that kind of stuff, but I'm also a fan of tennis and racket. So whenever I have the chance, which is not that often now, unfortunately, but I play racquetball and tennis, and I use some spare time to do so, and it's great. Racquetball, I'm very good at racquetball now.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I also read.
Oh.
I read a lot, but besides reading about tech, I like to read thriller stories like Stephen King.
Oh, that sounds good.
That kind of stuff. I really love mystery and a little horror.
You were into many things, from spending time with your family, eating spicy food, coding, learning about coding, reading thrillers. So in all that life experience that you've had so far, what would you say is your overall definition of success in life?
Oh, well, success is a very interesting word because as you might get it now, success is different for everyone. Doesn't mean the same for you, doesn't mean the same for me. But for me, success, and this is because of my personal goals, is right now I'm totally focused on two things: my family and my career. But at the end, my career, even though I'm doing what I love, thanks God I'm for that, and all people that have mentored me on software engineering, I'm doing what I love. But I want to grow to be a best provider for my family, to bring more and be able to provide everything for them. My focus is my family, and I think that concluding, it's like watching my daughters to grow to be great woman. It's not, I won't say successful because I don't want them. I mean, I want them right to be successful, but again, successful is different for me. So I want them mostly to be happy. So whatever they want, if my daughters want to paint, rap, or whatever, TikToker, I don't know, these new careers, what I will always, his entire life, will mentor her to go for what they love to do. Or if they haven't found it, to push her and yeah, to try different stuff, everything, because that's the only way you find what you love. And when they found it, go for it. And as you mentioned, be there from there in all aspects, financially and emotionally, to help them to do what they love. Because at the end, once they're happy, probably my definition of success will change. But yeah, probably watch him to grow well, to be happy. My wife's happy, and I am a amazing software engineer.
But it all starts with family, right?
But yeah, eventually I'm looking towards my family wellness.
What would you say separates your point of view on how you would support your daughters versus other people? Because I feel like other people will be like, well, no, I want them to have the best job so they get the best pay. Why would you value them getting something that they love versus like making the most money?
Yeah, it's true that money doesn't buy happiness, partially, because actually money can buy happiness. Let's not lie about it. Well, doesn't buy happiness, but provides a very stable, balanced life and that kind of stuff. But I strongly believe that if you go for what you love, and I mean, I love to do this, you can get money from it. So, do you remember I told you this story from a friend at college who was very bad engineer, very bad at maths? We were like, man, what are you doing studying engineering? What are you doing here? And he's now richer than all of because he was into music, and their parents didn't want him to be musician because they were like, man, if you study musician, you'll starve. There's no money there. Engineering, there's a lot of manufacturing companies here. They want engineers, so they push him to be engineer. So he ended up with us in the career, but he wanted to be musician. He make all parties great with his guitar, and he created this channel transforming popular music into banda, like Mexican music. And
no, he's wealthy and well off, improved his family wrong.
I don't think he even works now. Probably he's playing his guitar in his
doing
mansion.
What he loves. Yeah,
drinking some Celsius.
That sounds like the life right there. Drinking the Celsius and doing what you love.
And what their parents told him his whole life: musician won't get you anything. And look at him. So that's not for sure, totally. Probably chances will be less than 1%, but I hope the best. I don't want them to be miserable their whole life looking for money.
Yeah.
And if you think so, there are families out there living with barely a 10th part of what we earn or whatever. With a really small amount of money they're living, and they are probably happier than most of the people we work with.
I heard this thing where like there's like a threshold on the amount of money that you make, where like I think they did like a study. What's the max amount of money where you get the most happiness, and anything after that you don't really get much more happiness. And I think for like the States was like 75,000, and anything you make over that, I think it was you're not getting happier. Supposedly, this is what the study said. This is interesting. I also recently watched like a sermon where like I was watching this like pastor preach, and he was saying, if you walk in purpose or like pursue what fulfills you, let's say doing what you love, then the money will follow because you're doing what you love. And if you're putting your time and efforts and your energy into it versus being miserable somewhere else where you're not doing what you love, it's hard to show up every day and be like, I'm gonna give you 110%. You can fake it, but you can only fake it for so much, or so long, I mean.
Yeah.
Versus you come in and you're like, man, I love coming to work today, every time. And then you're not really thinking about the money. You're thinking about what you're actually doing it because you love so much. Then the money will follow, as he says. And I've seen examples. You just gave me an example right now, a testimony on that.
That's exactly what I was trying to say. That's what I meant. I think that money will follow, probably not all the times, that's not as sure. That's not granted, but I think there's a good chance if you do what you love and you are good enough, of course, because I remember this guy I saw on YouTube, like this guy was like, I really love to sing, man, but you cannot sing, but I love it, man, but you sing awful, but I really love it, man, your voice is killing me, you can't sing, you love it, but you can't. So you make sure to find several things that you love.
Yeah.
Because also there's no chance that there's only one thing you love to do. I love to eat. I wish I had earned money from eating. I love to code. There's a lot of things I love.
Yeah.
And I choose one. I follow the path. I did everything with love. Did it in my best every day. And I think it's paying. But there are several things that I love to do. So I choose the one I was the best at.
Yeah.
So that's also important. Let's be honest. Loving to do something will not grant you anything.
That's true.
But
there's a in between. There's two sides to it in a way, but
yeah, there's a lot of variables there. But what I was trying to say, I will make sure that they seek happiness, follow happiness rather than money, and hopefully, as you said, money will follow later on. And I wish that they have me for many more years to support him and encourage him, my family.
Yeah.
Encourage them.
Your definition of success sums up to me as in family first and career.
Yeah.
In either aspect that you choose, one of the two that you want to speak on, just what challenges have you faced in those both aspects of your definition of success?
Yeah, in software engineering, you mentioned, I think, the biggest one, imposter syndrome. I think this joke I've heard recently about software engineers. Like, we oscillate between I'm a fucking god and I don't worthy shit, I'm bad as this, and this happens like every 5 minutes. And well, that's very true. That's fun from our reality. So imposter syndrome doesn't come like twice a year, probably twice a week, I'd say. And it's very hard. You remember this past pull request we created, and we got like 250 comments from this amazing engineer. Oh damn, these moments are humbling experiences. Because we're supposed to be senior engineers. So this happens a lot. And people there's a lot of nice people out there, and there's the counterpart of it. And sometimes, I don't know why, but as a joke, sometimes we oscillate like I am God because I can create all these and I am a mad genius, and it's easy to step over people when you feel like this. So I met these people, you have met this kind of people, and they doesn't encourage you at all. They, in the other way, discourage you to continuing in this. People, it's a great challenge to deal with people on this career. Also, the competence. It's not a secret that software engineering, it's a growing career. Everybody wants to be software engineer these days. Everybody thinks that it is easy, and that's full of all these boot camps and marketing out there that become a super software engineer in 2 weeks, become a TypeScript master in 5 minutes video and get at Google. And yeah, so there's a lot of competence out there.
Yeah. How many years of experience do you have so far?
7 years.
7 years of experience, and we're pretty much the same in amount of experience. And you mentioned right now you still face it. I face it too. And it's interesting because I had occurrences where I know I'm doing my job. The results are showing. You know, everyone's like, good job. There's the reassurance, but there's still times when they'll give you another task, and then there's a potential where you might question yourself. It's happened to me where they'll say like, hey, can you do this? I'm just like, oh man, like they're trusting me and they they're believing in me, but for some reason there's like a doubt. I'm like, why am I having a doubt when, I wouldn't be in my position if I wasn't doing my work and wouldn't have, 7 years of experience, but yet I still feel like that imposter syndrome. It's such a weird thing that just happens.
Yeah, there's something we have to live with. But I think the interest part doesn't come, it's not in either if it's come or not, because I think that's for sure, that's actually granted in this career. I think the interest part, it's how do you overcome that?
You're already asking the next question I was going to ask. Perfect. Can you talk to me about that? What do you do personally to overcome those hurdles of imposter syndrome or self-doubt that you get on, you said like a bi-weekly basis or random times at times?
You always have to remain humble. That's very important. And you'd say, how does that help to overcome it? Because being humble, it's also having will to ask. I can ask junior developers, right? Today I actually had some issues running this project that I haven't run in quite a while, and this is this new developer in the team that he's like a couple of months, but he recently set up this project in his local computer. So I was like, hey man, I can run this, help me. And I am the senior engineer right now, so stay humble and asking. Remember that you more likely will work in a team, and well, it's a team. So being humble is very important to work on stuff because you are not alone. You shouldn't be. If so, the company is doing bad work there. And it might sound as cliche, but exercise. But remember, how do I see exercise? It's not because of the exercises or the physical benefits. It's because for me, it's a time of retrospective. So either if you want to exercise or practice mindfulness, that's what I'm going. So I say extra because physical benefits are great for the self-esteem and the mood, and this stuff kind of help to overcome these feelings, these bad feelings. So that's very important. And the last one, but I think the most important one, having very clear what your goals are. You can achieve anything if you don't have very well established the goal. And my goal is to grow as a software engineer. That doesn't mean like getting in the FANG or MANG, which more recently learned. It's for me getting better. I'm not competing with anyone. That's important. This is my own race. I'm running at my own pace. I'm not comparing myself with anyone. I know these amazing people who probably has half my age and they kick my ass as a software engineer. I don't care. That's great for them. I'm amazed, no doubts on there. But it's this is my life, and I'm going at my own pace. I have my family. This is my one person marathon, and I do not compare with anyone.
Damn, man, I love that.
And seeing it that way, I am the best in this career. Probably because I'm the only one.
But it's a good
race.
Perspective, right? You don't have to look left or right.
No,
you look in your lane.
I'm looking at my life, and if you compare yourself, it's not fair, because you don't know how the life of this other guy was. He might have it easier or harder. You don't know. Life, it's something with not many variables, but infinite variables. You can't compare your life with anyone else or your pace, because again, there's millions of variables of how he ended up like this, how he's better like you. Probably it's just nature. He has better genes than you on this, better brain.
Yeah.
It's just different life. You can compare apples with oranges. So yeah. Don't compare yourself with anyone. It's your own race, it's your own pace, and remember, and also remember that people have helped you. You always have to give something back, and it's not because I believe in karma or anything. It's because it's rewarding for the soul, and happy soul. It's also helpful also to.
Yeah, I like that. I was thinking right now of how we're all uniquely made, because you're saying, maybe that was that person's genes, so that's why they're really good at it. But we're all uniquely made, and we all have our own thing that we're really good at that we could bring to the table. Although, because in software engineering, yes, coding is a really big thing. But then there's the other aspect of it. You gotta be able to work with someone, because I've heard of like engineers that are great and amazing and they can do all these things. But if I can't work with you, then what's the point, right? Because they're gonna delay work because you have a conflict or they're not happy with what you're doing. So everything gets a little bit more complicated versus having synchronicity where everything just flows and you're getting work done, maybe in a different pace, but it's still a pace of moving forward versus, he could do a lot, but we're not working as a team, so everything just gets delayed.
Yeah, totally. So probably I said many stuff, but yeah, this is how do I overcome. I might resume all this and don't compare yourself. This is your own race at your own pace. Have in mind your goal very clear. Keep it. Exercise mindfulness. Practice mindfulness, and probably that's pretty much it.
I love that one, man. I could relate to the exercise and mindfulness at the same time. So with all these things that you just mentioned right now to me that you do to overcome imposter syndrome and self-doubt, how is your life different when you do those things versus when you didn't or when you don't?
Well, that's an interesting question. Actually, I didn't study software engineering. I'm not that far. I mean, I studied electronics engineering. But again, it was kind of, I have better chances studying electronics than other because I was only looking at my surroundings. So I was not doing anything of this. I had not even a clear idea of what my goals were. So I was trying, going everywhere. I was just roaming on what really did I want. So I'd say I was lost. Yeah, total loss, and at that moment you don't feel it like that. But when you have actually these goals, you are actually seeking these goals. When you have this clear path of what you want to do, I don't know how to explain, but it feels very different because you are motivated. You have something to fight for, and something to get up, to continue fighting for. Because life is an asshole, will put you down a lot of times. And you might stay in the ground. It's more comfortable than going up and fight again. But you'll do nothing in the ground. You'll be, as we mentioned, probably like miserable your whole life doing the same because you don't want to go out of your comfort zone because you have to pay bills. You have to try, get up and fight. And when you have this goal in mind, you have something that will push you up and let's go again, let's try again. And that's how I ended doing software engineering. Interview after interviews, people saying me no, people treating me like an idiot because I was trying to do something I didn't study and all this stuff. But I just, it feels bad when they tell you no, you don't have what it's needed. You won't be a good software engineer. Even sometimes from your own family, from your friends, man, you have a good job at manufacturing. What are you doing? Why are you following this? This dream doesn't make any sense. This is not the United States. And look at me, I'm here in the United States. Doing software engineering.
Traveling for work.
Yeah, traveling for work. And man, in Mexico, there are no chances for it. No, man, blah, blah, man. I had this goal in mind. So all these hits, well, sometimes I put you in the ground.
But
no doubt.
You stood right back up.
Yeah, you're right back up because you have this, you're a stubborn asshole and I don't care. Let's get up and try again.
Man,
and try again. Resting is important. Sometimes you have to rest a little. We're humans, we need rest. So yeah, sometimes resting is important and I think it were like, several years trying until one day, hey Ramses, we love your interview. You have what you need. We'd love to offer you this role as junior software engineer. And that day I feel like I just get it. And then when you feel like you get it, it's important not lose the idea of what you want because you're probably, in this case it's very easy because I just wanted to get better and better. So setting a new goal, it was easy. I got my wife, my wonderful wife, my family. So another goal. So, but it is important when you get there also, because hopefully all people is listening to us will get there. Hopefully they will. I really wish they do. And if they get there, I'd say that set up a new one. And there's no big dreams.
I love that, man.
Yeah, so keep, and baby steps. Yeah, it's important. Baby steps. It's constancy. Being constant is better than hitting huge steps.
Yeah.
Baby steps.
I can relate to you a lot on that, on like keep going, although they're telling you no, because life will kick you down. Because I remember for a while when I was starting my career, life kicked me down. A lot of no's, layoffs, everything.
Yeah.
And I remember a point, people close to you tell you, like you said, what are you doing? Are you sure you want to be doing this? Doesn't look right. Maybe you should try something else.
No chances there.
But I felt like, no, this is what I want to do. Like you said, that goal. What is your North Star? What are you going after? And I kept at it because I remember once I had my last amount of money that I paid a month of rent. I paid my rent and my bills. And I had like $20 left. And I really was thinking to myself, what am I going to do for money? Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I was like, maybe I need to start driving like Lyft and stuff. And I remember I asked my sister, I was like, hey, like, can I borrow your car? And I felt all down. I felt like all shut. So many no's. I remember I had like close to 300 applications, so many no's, so many denials. Like, no, sorry. It's like, oh man, it was discouraging. And like you said, I felt like on the ground. And I was just thinking of alternatives. Oh, maybe I'll just do Lyft and I'll just go do something else. But I kept thinking to myself that wasn't it. And when I had that idea and I asked my sister, I thought about it a little bit. I pondered and I said, you know what? No, like, I'm going to be an engineer, a software engineer. I don't care what it is. That's what I went to school for. That's what I want to do. I already see my life being able to work remote and do all the things that I want to do, write software, have that life I see for myself. And a little bit after I made that decision that no matter what, it's what I was going to do, I got a job.
Amazing. And I think it might all what we're saying might sound very cheesy and a cliche and whatever, but it is hard. It's not like just saying it, and it's trust me, everyone listening. It's not like I have a goal now. I'll go there. It is really hard because you actually have. We haven't said this, but you have to put an effort and a monumental amount of effort, and you might have a lot of free time that would help. But for example, in my case, I had this 8 to 8 work. I already had my daughter and my wife.
Oh wow!
And I had no time. I could use that as an excuse, and still being there, being treated like nothing in these manufacturing companies as another worker and whatever, doesn't matter anymore. But yeah, I could use this as an excuse. I have one daughter. At that point, I had one daughter. I have one daughter. I have no time. I have to pay the bills and sustain my family. And you know, when I said I want to be software engineer, I really love to do it. I do love math. I am good at mathematics and this kind of computer stuff. I am gonna do it. I don't care. I didn't study it. I don't care. I'm gonna do it. Why do I need to do? Was my next question. So okay, what I need to. I know a little bit of computers, so I'll start digging and searching and learning. Do you know what time did I use to learn? Like when my daughter got asleep, and also I had responsibilities with my wife. So my wife is sleeping, my daughter is sleeping, like 10, 11 p.m. till 2 a.m. in the morning studying. I won't say every day because it was kind of impossible, but as frequently as constant, 3 or 4 days weekly, constant. I sacrificed sleep. I had to wake up very early to prepare myself for work. Weekends, fun times, all that you have to sacrifice. And some other people might have it easier because might have free time, financial sustain to do that, or whatever, and that's great. That will make it easier for sure. But what I was trying to say, it's you will have to sacrifice either time, either invest a little bit of money. I mean, software engineering is great because the only sacrifice will be money to learn and time to apply for stuff. But I mean, there's a lot of careers and paths you might take that might require an invest or something. But yeah, you totally will need to sacrifice a little to follow that dream. It will not be a straight way to heaven. No. Yeah. That's what we meant when we say that life will put you in the ground.
As long as you stand right back up.
Yeah, it's important to say that it is not easy. If it was, everyone would
do it. Exactly. So, what final advice would you give someone facing similar challenges like this in their path to their definition of success?
Depends on the situation, but I might recommend some small breaks. I'd say mindfulness, your best tool for overcome whatever life puts you in front, will be your mind, your mindset. So if there's a muscle that you want to get strong to overcome everything in front, will be your mind. So practice mindfulness. Set your goals very clear. Define a path for it. You can just go and room and going there and then going there and then going there. So set up your goals, a final goal, a small goals, where you want to be. Have this kind of planning, but go easy. And mind, strong your mind. Get it, mindfulness again. Probably some exercise will help. But your mind will be either your worst enemy or your best friend.
I felt that one.
Yeah. It's your best shot. Believe it. You can do it.
Well, thank you so much, man. I appreciate your testimony, all the kind words. You gave so much knowledge, man. I'm literally hyped to go do something, even though it's late at night, but I'm hyped to go do something with what you said.
Amazing.
So thank you, man, for being here. I appreciate it. All the things you gave to the people watching. I hope someone finds value in this and
amazing.
Stands back up even if life kicks you down, man. But
yeah,
thank you so much, dude.
Thank you so much for inviting me, Israel.
Yeah,
even
man.
though I'm not like famous software engineer.
Oh, you famous in my life, man. With that being said, make sure you guys subscribe, like, and share this to someone that will find value in Ramses' testimony and everything that was said here.